Welcome to another episode of the Creative Spirits Podcast. I'm your host, Cheryl Benji. This is episode 161, and I'm really excited about that. And I have a very special guest today by the name of Tannaz, Talasazan. And she is a marriage and family psychotherapist, and she is also a creative. She has written her own children's book, which I had the honor to illustrate, and it's titled You Are My Shining Sun, which I really hope you go and purchase on Amazon. I will leave everything in the show notes. And she's a real inspiration because I feel like a lot of us limit ourselves to only doing certain things that we think that we know and we're familiar with and comfortable with, and we stay in our little comfort zones. So it's nice to see someone like her to step out and to play with her creativity and to do things that might be a little bit scary, but she does them anyway. And this episode is really inspiring, and I hope you stay tuned and stay with us and let me know your feelings in the comments below, okay? So hope you stay until the end. Hi, Tanas.
Hi.
It's so nice having you here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. We've been talking about this for a while, and so it's nice to actually have this come into physical form and to be doing this. And I wanted to talk about how we first met first. It was in 2020,
COVID time.
COVID time,
Mhm.
and you had contacted me and you said, you know, I heard a lot of good things about you and I really want you to teach my daughter. And I was like, okay, how old is she? Like 2. It's like, oh, whoa. Usually I start when they're 5. And you're like, no, 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 she's really advanced, please. Like, you seem like you wanted this so bad that I was like, okay, let's see what we can do and let's see how she does within a few sessions. And you were right. Like, your daughter did amazing. And I was surprised that she was able to go through, like, it was like a 2-hour class, I
I
think.
think the first session ended up being a couple of hours. You're
Right.
right. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And of course,
Yeah.
we had breaks, but she was just so into it.
Mhm.
And that's how I gauge usually kids in the beginning, like how much they really want it and how much their parents want it. Like there's a
Mhm.
difference. Sometimes the parents want it more and the kids just aren't that into it. But
Mhm.
she was
Mhm.
amazing. And even now to this day, like, I mean,
She
like
loves
all of your
art.
kids are just, they just love art.
They do. They really do. Um, Absolutely. I think you came at the right time. COVID, we were home, we were stuck at home, not doing anything. And I wanted her to be able to express her feelings because at 2, how much can you understand? Why are we home and not able to get out? Why can't we see grandma and grandpa? Um, so thank you. Really, because you came at a very good time. And I always knew that she liked art and drawing and all of that, but it was also the interaction with you. You know what I mean? You were allowing her to kind of express her unique self, and that's what art is in general. It's a pathway, I think. It gives you the way, it shows that it allows you to go through that pathway of kind of like finding that in interdependence or in your own independence, and it really allows yourself to be your unique self and to
Mhm.
show and express your unique self. You know what I mean?
And I think as a parent,
it's important. I've noticed when a parent allows me to do my job instead of trying to control everything and wanting their child to make sure they do this or create that. And you allowed that space. And it
Mm-hmm.
made my job so much easier because I was like, oh, great. Like, I have one of those. One of those parents. Yay. Who just allows for that creative freedom and of expression. Because I've had parents who are like, but I want them to learn how to do this type of art, I want them to create that, and I'm like, but I asked them and they don't want to. And then the parents are disappointed, and I'm like, well, what do you want? Like, do you just want
Mm-hmm.
something to put up on the wall to say my child made this
Right, right.
and show off about it? Or do you want your child to express themselves and let out whatever emotions
Absolutely.
are in them, and you allow that space? And I think it's because you are a therapist and you are very aware of all of this. And I want to go into that a little bit. And we've talked about this so much. Tell me what benefits you see in adults and children doing art and taking classes, or even having an art piece in their home. Like, what do you see as a therapist, the benefits?
Well, again, when you give, like you said, that freedom of, being who you are really, you're allowed to express yourself. And every body could be my child, but she may be very different from me. That's why we have so many different artists with different styles. And really, art comes in different shapes. I love cooking. I think that's my that's my art. And I love creating in, that way. But I found that if you allow anyone, adults or especially children, because if that they're trying to grow up to be adults, and you want the base to be what's the word, kind of strong. You want to have a strong start, so that when you are an adult, you kind of flourish, and you accept and trust and who you are, and have the self-confidence that you need to be who you are. And I feel that with my kids, that's what I wanted for them, um, to kind of be themselves. You are allowed to be who you are and to express your feelings however that you want. And again, that gives them the confidence, and that gives them the feeling of being independent, believing in themselves, having self-confidence, and an amazing self-esteem. And what is more beautiful than that?
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
it builds their character. It just builds them. And so this is why I appreciate art so much, because you have the canvas or paper in front of you and you just go for it, you know? I think it's beautiful if you just think about it. You just go for it, and it doesn't matter how you do it. You do what just feels right. And I don't think there's anything more beautiful and inspiring and amazing than you just being allowed to, again, being expressive and being allowed to be who you are. So I appreciate you. I love your artwork, and I do appreciate the fact that you understand, because you were telling me that I understand as a parent and I as a therapist. And I'm so glad that we met you, because you were on the same page with me, and you didn't have an agenda, and you were there to also allow my child to be expressive. And I think it's a connection we have that can be hard to find, and that when you do find, you have to cherish, and we cherish you. So,
I
thank
cherish
you
you
as
back,
well. Thank you.
really. Um,
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I also want to bring up, we once had a conversation about date nights and how
Mm-hmm.
it gets a little mundane, when you're a couple and you've been married for a couple of years and you do the same thing. What do we do? We go to dinner, maybe a
Mm-hmm.
movie, and then come home. And then you were talking about how you love the idea of a couple going to like an art museum or doing pottery together, which I've talked to you
Mm-hmm.
about. My husband and I
Yeah.
have done that, and
Yeah.
taking an art night, art and sip night together.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen couples come to me for classes like that, and I see the fun they have and the difference it makes in their connection and their relationship. So can you talk more about that, how this can help couples, to go out and do something different? Especially, I think
Mm-hmm.
we're both Persian,
Yes.
and we tend to, have a routine and do the same
Do
things
the
and not
LA
get out of our
stuff.
comfort zone. Huh?
Right. Do the LA stuff.
The LA stuff, right?
Going to the restaurant always.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you said having an art piece in your home. Imagine that you like and your husband, or even as a family. I take my son to this messy art class, and they have a canvas, right? And each child just comes and I don't know, does something to it with paint or marker, whatever, right? And then they create this huge artwork and they post it on the wall. And every time we go to the class and we look at it, we say we did this together, and it's just such a good feeling because it it has made the kids in that class kind of bond, the parents kind of bond, and it's like we did this collectively, like we did this together. Imagine that in your own family. Um, yes, people get married and then they have kids and then they get so busy with life. Sometimes they forget that spark that connected them to begin with, and I feel that art and that art piece, let's say you and your husband work on something together, whether it's pottery or whether it's just, I don't know, painting, whatever. And then you post that on your wall, or you put that pottery thing that you built on the shelf and you look at it and you're like, yeah, we did this together. It's such a good feeling, It reminds you of that spark every time. And then if you want, you can even bring your kids in and do it as a family. And what more beautiful message you can send to your kids that, we are together. We are a family. We are a strong family. We love each other. And we did this together. And, um, you know, that's how you build memories. That's how you make bonds. That's how you make your relationship stronger. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I once
I
had this.
recommend it.
Absolutely. I once had this family. I did this years ago. I don't do it anymore, but there was four of them. It was a husband and wife and their two kids, and they're Persian too. And the husband was the one who really wanted to do a body art session.
Oh,
And I was supposed to paint all of them.
oh,
It was a lot of work. But afterwards, to see how playful they were and how much
exactly.
fun they had.
That experience.
And
You will
it's
always remember that experience. Yeah.
right. And it's a little like unique. It could be to some, it's a little like odd, but it was something I could tell so special for them and for me to see as an artist, to see what joy that this experience can bring. And
Mhm,
it was just so fun to see a family come together
mhm,
because of this art experience. And
mhm.
I love seeing that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's love. It's
It
love.
is. It's love. It's love. It's art and love. And
Absolutely.
so you commissioned me to illustrate. I'm really excited about this part because this was a seed you planted and a dream you wanted. And I know for so many of us, when we have something in our mind, in our soul, a dream, sometimes the doubts come in, and whether we can accomplish it, whether we can bring it into the physical world, if we have that drive and determination and that grit. And then, because things happen, things come in the way,
Mhm.
but you kept going and you really had this beautiful vision and you wanted to illustrate this children's book and you wanted me to do it, which was such an honor.
Of
And
course.
honestly, it was one of the easiest illustrations I've done for someone. There was just a flow to it. And again, we just have this relationship where there's this flow and this beautiful exchange.
Mhm.
And it made my job so much easier. And I thank you for that. I don't know how much it means to me. But tell me, what inspired you to start this book? And tell me the title of your book and show us like what it is that you have
Mhm.
now.
So I'll show you my book. This is my book.
You are my shining sun.
You are my shining sun.
It's beautiful. I
And
love the cover. And anyone who wants to see this, they could go on my YouTube channel, Cheryl Benji. So
yes,
you could see all of this there.
yes. Um, it's so surreal. I still cannot believe that I did it. But then that's me. Like you said, if I want to do something, I really try my best to do it. And if it happens, beautiful. And if it doesn't happen, then at least I can say that I tried my best to do it. Um, growing up, I would write poems here and there. If it comes to me, I just go ahead and write. And this just came to me also. My son was 6 months old. I was playing with him. And, he just was doing his thing and it just came to me. And I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. And, I was like, okay, this is cool. This can be a very good gift to my kids when they grow up. And see that their mom did this. I'm not gonna let this one just go sit in the side of my nightstand or in my drawer. And I had an amazing person who could do the illustration, and then I just Googled how to publish a book, and this website came on, and I called them, and it happened. Honestly, it just happened. It's like when you put your mind into something that you like, something that you really want to do, why wouldn't you be able to do it? So, I mean, it took a long time for it to get published. I mean, it took 5 minutes for me to write the poem, and like just what, like a week, less than a week for you to give me the illustration, or less. I don't remember, but it did take a
That's
longer
about
time.
a
It took,
week and a half or so to,
I
yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
But it took almost a year for it to get published. But I did it.
You did
I
it.
did it. I did it.
Bravo.
And thank you. And I'm so honored and I'm so proud. And I have to say, I mean, I want to give myself some credit too. Because it's such a good feeling right now because I did it.
And
And
I'm so
I
proud of you
thank you.
because there are a lot of people who say things and they don't follow through. Again, because
And
of the self-doubt and self-criticism and just all those limiting beliefs that we have, and you pushed through it and you made it happen. So I think it's wonderful.
And my recommendation to those people is, please just do it. You'll see that
Don't
you
think so
can
much.
too. You do it.
Do
You'll
it.
see that you can do it. You'll see that it will happen. And so like I was waiting for it to get published, and I was just I ordered it, and it got to me, and just last week I read it to my kids.
Oh, so special.
And it was beautiful. And my Celine, my first daughter, got really emotional, and I'm like, do you like it? She said it's beautiful. And I saw that she was getting emotional, and I'm like, okay, if you like it and if you're getting this emotional, then it must be good. I must have done my job right.
And imagine what seed you're planting in her, that look, mommy did it, and you one day could do something just like this, or whatever it is you're
Whatever
dreaming,
you want.
you can
Sky's
do
the
it
limit.
too. And I think
Absolutely.
it's a great example you're setting for your children, that they see, mommy really wanted this and she did it. And look, it's right here in physical form. You see it now.
I actually told the people, our community, the people that in her school, in their school, they both go to the same school, my daughters now. And we have a schoolyard chat group, of course, on WhatsApp, among many other chat groups.
Yes, I know about those.
Right. And I brought it up, and I announced it. And the amount of support that I got from all the parents, people that knew me, people that didn't know me, and we now have a copy of it in our school library.
Oh.
I know. And I'm gonna go to their classes and I'm gonna read it to them. It's just beautiful that I felt the support. It was just so beautiful that they were so supportive, and all the moms are, oh, I'm waiting for my copy to arrive, and everybody's ordering it, and it's just, I appreciate that so much. And so yeah, I did it. It's beautiful. It's on Amazon. It's called You Are My Shining Sun.
Can I see the inside of it a little bit? I haven't seen like what it looks
Yes.
like inside, even though I know I did the illustrations. I'd love people to see it.
This is what we did.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I love the colors. Look at how amazing, how rich,
Oh,
how bright.
I
And
love
that's what I
it.
love about your artwork in general. You use colors, and you do use bright colors, and I appreciate that. We need color
We
in
need
our life.
color. Color is very healing. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
It's happy, and it's all happy colors, and I love it. By the way, he looks exactly like my husband.
yeah.
Because my kids were like, oh, that's daddy.
That's daddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to
Gorgeous.
represent all of you as best I could in there.
Yeah.
So it felt
Yeah, no,
like
you did an amazing job.
it was your family.
Yeah.
I love it.
Um,
Amazing.
I love this.
Beautiful.
And oh, look at how
Oh,
beautiful this looks.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love how they added the place you got it
The
illustrated.
background.
Yeah, they added a little bit more to tweak it.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Ah,
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just so happy right now.
Yeah. Amazing, as you should be.
Yes.
This is exciting.
It's
And
very exciting.
I also
And
wanted to, okay, go ahead. Were you going to say
no, no,
something?
no, no, go ahead.
I also want to talk, you obviously are a very creative person. Your children have gotten that from you and learned from you. Something else that you had brought up was how you started doing cooking, like
Oh,
demos on, I remember like seeing you started on Facebook and on your YouTube channel, right? And
yeah.
what inspired that? Like what made you say, hey, because you're a therapist and you're doing your job and you're taking care of your kids. What was it that told you, I want it, because it takes time out of your day, to make these videos, to post them. What was it that made you say, hey, I want to try this? Because I feel like a lot of people, they say, well, this is it. Like, this is my job and this is my life. And they don't get out of their comfort zone, or they just stay in one place. They don't try something different. What made you do that?
So I think as moms, especially, we're always cooking. Even I know some dads that love to cook, and I think like yeah, I'm always cooking because they need to eat,
Yes.
and so I was because like I was just cooking these different recipes, and people were asking me, oh, how do you make this and how do you make that? And I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just video? I mean, I'm already doing it. I can just video what I'm cooking and I'll just post it. And that's what I did, and then it inspired me to go and look for more recipes. And now I'm even cooking the things that I didn't cook before.
Oh,
It's
nice. So
like
you're
we
trying
have a
different
better
recipes.
menu at home. It's fun. It's fun. Again, and the name of my my
YouTube.
handle on YouTube is Creations by Tannaz. And I think that creations is the word, it's like it's unbelievable how busy we get during the day. And we forget that from the second you wake up until you go back to bed, you go back to bed, you are creating,
Mhm.
you're doing things, and um, it's important to kind of give yourself credit for everything that you're doing. Um, the person that goes to work and then goes and gets the kids and comes and cooks something for them. We're always creating. And again, like as I said, part of the reason was because people were asking me for different recipes and how do you cook this and how do you cook that? And I said, I'll just post it and you can go and see. But I even got creative doing that because then I started like um, adding music to it, and it's like, oh my God, it's like there's a dance between between me pouring the pasta into the sieve and the music background. It's like it was a dance between the two, and it just became cool. I don't get a chance to do it every day, but especially when I got so busy with the book that I, didn't do it as much. I mean, I still cooked, but didn't have the time to kind of video and also cook. But it's definitely something that I do and I enjoy doing. I love hosting, all of that. So,
I think it also inspires people to start cooking again, because we've
mhm,
gotten so used to eating out, or,
mhm,
getting
mhm,
Uber Eats or whatever,
yeah,
that
mhm,
it shows that you too can cook, and it doesn't have to be something big and glamorous. It could be simple and doesn't need to take so much time. And
absolutely.
your videos are very simple and step by step, and I love watching them and
Thank
learning a
you.
few things myself. So thank you for putting
Thank
that
you.
out there, because I
Of
think it's
course.
important. Yeah.
Absolutely. I do want to bring something important up that I think we should talk about,
Yeah.
and it's the body art.
Ah, yes, yes.
I did it. You did it for me when I
Yeah.
was pregnant with my son.
Yes. And I want to ask you, what was it that made you want to do it? Because a lot of people, I think they get intimidated by it and they see it, they're like, oh, I can't, and oh, I don't want my belly to be shown, or my belly doesn't look nice, or there's just a lot of things that goes on in someone's mind when they see that, or it's just a little strange, or no, not for me. What made you like say, this is what I want to do? Like,
Yeah.
I love this.
First of all, you and I have this bond. I really trusted you, and I had never heard of this kind of art before. Everybody, I had heard of photo shoots. You're pregnant, you do a photo shoot, and that's what people usually do. This was so different and so artsy, and I said, why not? And I respect those that may not want to do it or feel uncomfortable doing it. It's your body, it's your choice. Um, well, my message to any pregnant woman is you are beautiful. Your belly is beautiful. It doesn't matter how, what the shape or like how it looks like, but we all go through the changes within our bodies, with our bodies. And I think as a woman, I respect that. And everybody should. It's a beautiful dynamic. It's a beautiful process. It's a miracle, and it's beautiful. And the reason why I chose to do the body art with you, again, it was a different experience, very different than just having a regular photo shoot. And I was pregnant with my son. I had my two other kids, my daughters, and they were involved in the photo shoot, and it just became such a beautiful, intimate moment for all of us. I remember that I was holding Hannah and she fell asleep as you were taking photos. She fell asleep in my arms, and
Perfect.
oh my God, those pictures. Every time I look at those pictures, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I did this because they are so beautiful. It's like you see the beauty. The art was beautiful, and you just see the beauty in being pregnant and appreciate that. And just having my two girls around me, like my little angels. It was such an amazing, unforgettable day. Um, every time I look at the pictures, I'm like, this is just beautiful. And the fact that it was different, a different kind of art, a different kind of um, showing your pregnant self, appreciating your pregnant self. That's why I did it. I enjoyed it immensely. It was beautiful. It was amazing.
Oh, I
Thank you.
enjoyed doing it for you. And that part where you were saying Hannah fell
Mm-hmm.
asleep in your arms. I call that my Gustav Klimt moment because there is
Yeah.
a painting, it's a famous artist. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but there's this one painting where there's a mother and she has her head
Mm-hmm.
like on her child and the baby is sleeping and ew, oh, I just love
I
that.
know.
And,
Yeah.
you couldn't have planned that. And that's what's so beautiful
Mm-hmm.
because you just become this art and it's an immersive experience. And I think for me, it's, I love working on canvas and on paper, but to have another human being in front of me where I can feel their emotions and sense their energy and who they are, and then put it on their body and show it whatever's inside on their outside.
Mm-hmm.
That is what gives me joy and
Mm-hmm.
brings me alive. And is exciting for me. So, I thank you for trusting me.
Of
And
course.
I feel like whenever someone does this with me, they are adding to my bank of creativity. Right? It just fuels me to continue and to keep doing this and, doing this for other people who really want it. And it's like a soul's calling, I feel.
Absolutely. And you said that when Hannah fell asleep in my arms, like it wasn't planned. That's what happens when you allow yourself to be creative. That's what happens when you don't go by rules, or like you don't limit yourself. In the beginning of our conversation today, we were talking about how you were saying how some parents want their kids to do art, even art in a certain way, and it's like they have an agenda. And while it's beautiful that you want your kids to you want to introduce different kinds of arts to your children, it's also important, and I don't want parents to forget, it's very important to allow themselves to also be and to express themselves. And amazing things happen when you allow that to happen. And or for those that may want to write a book and or do anything, and they have reservations, and they don't feel like I can do it, and they kind of stop themselves from doing what they want. Allow yourself to do it, because when you jump, um, then you come across amazing surprises that you may have not even known about. And so that day when we did the body art, and then you were taking pictures of us, and it was beautiful. And I feel like the way Celine was looking at me, and you were like showing me, because I remember she was also playing with your daughter as you were doing the body art on me, and they had made little toys together. They had created something, and she was so um, eager to show me her work. And as soon as she showed it to me, you took a picture, and you should look at that picture. It's beautiful, because that look on her face, and the way she's looking at me, and the way I'm looking at her, that happened naturally. Or Hannah falling asleep in my arms, that happened naturally. It wasn't planned. And that's what happens when you allow yourself to do something that you want, because during the process, a million other amazing things happen that you didn't even think about. And that's exactly what happened that day. And I'm so grateful for that day, and I'm so happy that I have these pictures. And I hope a lot of people listen to this conversation today, and I hope that it inspires them to do what they want to do, adults and children.
Yeah. And I appreciate you because you get out of that box. I feel like in our community, we have been put into this box of how we should be and act and what we should do. And when you like to explore, try different things, and your children see that, and it makes it easier for them too to say, well, this isn't so bad or so weird or why can't I try it?
Mhm.
And I appreciate that because, like, for me, it took courage to be able to do something like this and post it on social media. And, I wasn't sure how people would react or think it was just so strange. Um, but the more I did it, the more I saw, no, this feels so good to me. And it feels
Mhm.
good to the person that I'm doing this for. So I
Right.
appreciate it when I have people like you who have an open mind and spirit and want to be adventurous.
Adventurous is the word. Yeah, allow yourself to be adventurous, however that is, in a safe way, but
In a safe way.
in a safe.
We're
Don't
not
go
saying you
jump
need to
off
go
the cliff
bungee
now.
jumping.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, what advice do you have for all our creative spirits out there? After everything we've talked about, what is a take home, a golden nugget of advice they could have from you, to inspire them?
Just be yourself and allow yourself to be who you are, your unique self. I think it's important for all of us to be mindful, considerate, and respectful of everybody around us. And it's also very important never to forget about ourselves and be who you are, be proud of who you are. Teach that to your children, let them see it because they do see it. And allow yourself, if you have a dream, go for it. Listen, if I did it, you can do it too. Anybody can do it. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, the fact that it happens at the end, it's so beautiful. If it's a book, it's beautiful to read. If it's a meal you make, it's delicious. And again, like you said, it doesn't matter how complicated it is. It can be very simple. Sometimes less is more, whatever works for you. But don't limit yourself. You are important. You are enough. And you are allowed to be who you are, to be your unique self. Always, always appreciate your unique self.
Yes.
And, I feel like there's always in life, people are always, or at least they feel like they're always in a competition. Like, we want more. Like, this person did this and that person did that. And wow, like, I wish I could do this. And well, you can, instead of being so focused on what other people are doing, focus on yourself. What is it that you want to do? What is it that makes you happy? And honestly, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Never say never.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love that. That is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Thank
And
you.
tell us more about how people can find your book and buy a book or two or three and give them away as gifts. I think it's a wonderful gift to give away. I love giving books away as gifts to kids than like toys. I know maybe the kids prefer the toys, but the parents
No,
prefer the books.
it's actually interesting you say that because my first daughter is in first grade now, and these little kids they're so beautiful. They have now started to read.
Yeah.
And my friend just bought a copy of my book, and she was like, I'm gonna have my daughter read this to us tonight. And it just felt so good. Felt so good because my friend's daughter comes to me and she's like, I read your book. And I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of you.
That is so
um,
exciting.
and yes, and so it is a great gift to also give because especially to those kids that are just now learning how to read. I mean, it's an amazing way to show them how great they are that now they know how to read, how amazing it is that they can now read. It's so encouraging. Um, and, people with smaller kids, I think it's a beautiful lullaby also, um, which is something I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it into a song. I haven't done it yet, but that's definitely something that I'm working on, or I want to work on, to put melody to this, so that people can actually sing with it, sing to it. Um, so yeah, it is on Amazon. There's the Kindle version as well. Um, you can purchase it anytime. And
Awesome. I'm going to put it in my show notes too, so people can just click on the link and
I appreciate that.
it'll take them there, so they don't.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. That was great.
That was really good. Yeah.
Thank you for being here with me today, and I hope to have you on again soon, maybe for a second book. You never know.
You never know.
I don't know,
This
whatever
may
other
be with
creative endeavor.
yeah, this could be one of many other books,
Yeah.
hopefully. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here. This is so special. Um, and it was just an honor. It was just my pleasure to be here. And I really, really appreciate you and everything that you do, from being an art teacher to the amazing artist that you are with the beautiful artwork that you have. I mean, you can just stand there and look at each piece for a long time, because the colors that, again, I said this before, but the colors that you use are amazing. It's like each piece has life to it, and I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Really, you have beautiful pieces, and you do the body work, and you do this, and you're an amazing mom,
Thank you.
and a great wife, and I salute you, and thank you for interviewing me today. This was amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. And
Thank you.
I appreciate you. And yeah, so cheers to more successes and dreams coming true.
Absolutely. Amen to that.